here today with David O'Reilly, Director of Tax and owner of Fenero Group. David, thank you so much for joining me. You're going to give us an overview of your career to date and also, I suppose, a little bit on IR35, which has recently been implemented. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
No problem, no problem at all. So let's kick off with a little bit about yourself and I suppose kind of looking back. What first prompted your interest in entering into an accountancy career?
That's a long time ago now. I suppose I love solving problems. So I loved kind of solving problems, and in school, when the few times that I got the trial balance to balance, I got great satisfaction out of that. So kind of getting the left hand side and the right hand matching up, that was harmony for me. So I loved
Okay.
that. Plus kind of I was quite good at numbers kind of in school and back then kind of you were good at numbers, your life was drawn out for you. You're this and this career, which kind of having been an accountant for quite a few years, you don't have to be good at numbers. So that's kind of that's a myth. That kind of
Really? Okay.
you don't have to be good. Like some of the best accountants I know, they're terrible at numbers. So their mental arithmetic is terrible because you've got calculators, you've got Excel. So that's not the skills you need to be a good accountant.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I wouldn't have thought of that. So that's great. That's great. And you obviously you went a step further then, David, and you specialize in tax. Why that? Why tax, I should say.
So I trained in a small accountancy practice and got great exposure. And I'd be sitting in the room with the partner at the client meetings, and we go through the accounts. The clients weren't that fussed about the accounting principles. What they wanted to know was kind of how much you saved me, how much it cost. So all the questions were related to tax. So I'd go down, I'd try to read the legislation, stuff like that, and it was difficult. So I said, I'm not having that. So I actually finished up in the small accountancy practice. I went to a large company in the tax department and started out fresh. Because tax is real. It has it's what impacts the clients and the business back pocket. So I wanted to get up to speed on that.
Yeah, very good, very good. And then did you spend a bit of time, I suppose, with the larger firm before you moved on?
Yes, so I spent close to 3 years kind of in one of the top 10 firms purely in the tax division, and it was fantastic. I was exposed to a whole different array of taxes, kind of from VAT to corporate tax, professional service withholding tax, all of the tax heads, and kind of it really showed me the importance of being able to communicate knowledge. So if you have all this knowledge in your head, but if you can't communicate it in understandable, easy to understand English, then it's useless. So it really showed me the importance of communication skills for a career both in accountancy and in tax.
I think that's a really valid comment. I suppose it's the communication of tax, because if you aren't an expert in tax, a lot of people may just feel a bit overwhelmed. So it's really important to, I suppose, break that down for people. Fantastic.
Yeah. Because tax is complicated, and so I always say to the team, kind of, if you're not able to explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. So be able to break it down, and it is to explain it to people who haven't studied tax or haven't studied accountancy.
Absolutely.